Hi, my name is Lily and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. So please excuse the terrible lighting, it is just really difficult to get a good place to film a reading vlog when you only have one bedroom to film them in. But it is the 2nd of August, it is the first week of Pixarathon, so I am at full energy, excited. So my first book that I'm going to be reading is Fireborn by Ashton Fowler. So this is a ARC of an advanced reader's copy, so technically this is like ad review copy, but this I have been given in exchange for my participation in a blog tour, which I will be doing on my Bookstagram. So if you're looking to see that, it will be over on my Bookstagram and a link will be in the description. So this is a middle grade fantasy. It is, how to describe it? It's about a young girl named 12 who has given up her name and her past life to become part of this monster hunting group. They are meant to be impartial and they protect the clans in the area from the monsters, and they also help them to negotiate between themselves. And yeah, it follows 12 and apparently a pet squirrel, which I've discovered since I've started reading. I am 60 pages in, so I am really enjoying it so far. A lot has happened in the first 60 pages. Like, this book starts fast. I'm quite enjoying it because the world building has been kind of gentle for me, I guess. It's not been too complicated, and they've not done the kind of world building where they throw you in and expect you to pick it up as you go. They kind of gently explain it to you, which I really liked. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've got like some expectations for it, but not much, because it is a debut and it is a new series. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far and I can't wait to continue. I don't have a set audiobook to listen to for my TBR, I don't think, so I probably will continue listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is what I started last week when I was bored. So yeah, I'll probably carry on with that because I want to eventually be able to read A Court of Silver Flames, and that's how we're gonna do it. So yeah, that is all I have to update you on at the moment, and hopefully you will see more of me throughout the week as I read more books. Hey, so it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday and it's been a day already. It's like literally only 3:30 and I had to take both of the cats to the vets this morning. Basically Maggie wasn't doing very well, she wasn't eating or drinking or doing anything, so she had to go to the vets, and they think they figured out what was wrong and they've given her some treatment, and then if she doesn't respond in 24 hours then I have to take her back. But fingers crossed she will. And then Bluebell had to go because we bought a microchip cat flap and her microchip wasn't being picked up by the cat flap, so we wanted to check if it was working and it wasn't. So they managed to get her a new chip put in today. So that was all sorted. But yeah, that was a bit stressful and I've not had much sleep because I was worrying about Maggie, so I didn't read much yesterday. I have been planning for a secret project and I have been planning my reading sprints for the Pixarathon, and that seems to pretty much be finalised now, which is nice. And yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. And one good thing that I've got going is, if I show you, there's actually hooks on the back of my door now instead of a over the door hook thing, which means I'm able to close the door when I need to much more easily, so I'll be able to have more privacy and be able to film more clips for my vlog, which should be good. And yeah, that is so exciting. So have I got any other updates? I don't think I do. I don't know why I decided to update right now. I don't have much to say except like I had pet stress this morning, but oh well, there you go, now you know what's going on. I'm gonna try and read some more tonight, and I put myself down to do a workout tonight before bed, but honestly I've had like 5 hours sleep, so I don't see that happening, so I will probably not be doing that and instead reading and going to bed early, I hope. Hello. Please ignore the awful hair. I showered this morning and it's naturally drying, and for some reason it's just going super duper frizzy today. But I forgot to update last night, but I had a really good time. I hosted my first solo live sprints and it was so much fun. I was really nervous going into it that it'd be really awkward, and like I asked my boyfriend and a couple of friends to show up to be chatty so that I could at least have someone to talk to, but loads of people, for me anyway, showed up and were chatty, and it was just really lovely. I had a great time, ended up staying on later than I was anticipating, so yeah, I had a really good time, and I'm really grateful to everyone that came and that was friendly and chatty, and yeah, just thank you. Let me go grab the book. You're getting a little bedroom tour. Oh, wait, where is the book? The book was back at the desk. Book is here. Let me show you. Fireborn. So that's what I've been reading, and I am now halfway through as of last night, and it's getting good. I'm really interested, and yeah, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be one that I will finish the rest of the series for. Like, I'll keep reading, but I'm definitely interested enough that I want to keep reading this book, so that's really good. And yeah, so we've had some more magical creatures being introduced, and I really love it when it's like more unique magical creatures. Like we've got fire sprites and cliff crawlers and stuff like that, so yeah, I am loving that. I forgot to say the other day, I took the pets to the vets and while I was waiting outside, I was very early, so I started With You Forever, I think it's called, by Chloe Leese. This is the fourth book in the Bergman Brothers series, and it's about Axel, who is the oldest Bergman brother. This is an adult romance series, by the way. It's about Axel, who's the oldest brother, and he has an inheritance that he can claim, but to claim it he needs to be married. And the other character, I've forgotten her name as per usual, but she is the best friend of the main character in the first book in the Bergman Brothers series. She has ulcerative colitis, which is like a digestive disease, and it means that like she gets flare-ups, and basically at the beginning of the book she's just had a big flare-up and she's had to drop out of or take a leave of absence from university. And so she wants to have a getaway, and so the Bergman family offer to let her stay in their cabin in the woods for a while for free, basically, while no one else is using it. So she's on her way to the cabin, but then Axel is actually already at the cabin because he decided to go in between when no one was supposed to be there to do some fixing up because he feels responsible for it. And basically he discovers that the cabin is flooding, the pipes have burst, and it's going to be very expensive to fix all the problems. And so he starts to think, maybe I need to find someone to marry so that I can get my inheritance to afford these repairs. So it's like it's a marriage of convenience romance, and I've only read a few chapters, but as per usual, I'm really enjoying it. I just love Chloe Leese's writing. I love everything she does. So yeah, it's really good as well. So if you're looking for a really good like rom-com series, Chloe Leese's books are really good, and they always have really good disability representation in it. She uses sensitivity readers as well, so they're always very good even if she isn't part of that disability or doesn't have that disability. So this time we have Axel is autistic. I don't think he's diagnosed on paper, but it's coded autistic, and Chloe Leese has confirmed that. And basically she is autistic, and then she said in the author's note that she doesn't have ulcerative colitis, so she used sensitivity readers for that. So that's really good. It's really good, especially because these are, I think they're indie published or sort of self-published, something along those lines, and it just goes to show that like it's possible, and she's setting a really good example. So yeah, I'd really recommend those. But yeah, in general, I've just had a really good reading time. I'm really hoping to try and finish as much of Fireborn as I can today. I don't know how much I'm going to get because I've just been so obsessed with Spiritfarer. Like, I've just been playing it constantly, and I've also been rewatching the Try Guys Without a Recipe series, which is just so addictive, and then I like to watch that while I play Spiritfarer. So yeah, I've been a bit distracted lately from my reading, but the reading sprints really helped. I read 100 pages last night in the reading sprints, so it's good. So hopefully my reading sprints on Sunday will really help as well. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, this is just like off topic, but my Nat Geo arrived, and like I'm really confused because Nat Geo is usually about like nature, but they've done it on gladiators and the Roman Empire this time. That's more of like a Nat Geo history topic, but yeah, that was weird, so I just thought I'd talk to you about that. But yeah, all of it strange. So that is all I have for now. I will update you later if I read more. Okay, so you're getting me without glasses because they're steaming up at the moment because I've been crying. But I don't know. This week has been not a great week for me, and I feel like I've been kind of covering that up on the vlog and not being honest. And yeah, sorry about the cat butt. But that's why I've not really been reading and not updating and not filming b-roll, is because like everything that could have gone wrong for me this week feels like it has. And hello Maggie. And yeah, like it's Sunday and I've not had a great day so far, and I'm meant to be doing sprints tonight with Elise, and I'm sat here like, can I fake it? Can I fake being happy and positive for a whole hour tonight, or do I cancel the sprints? And like I feel like there's a lot of creators that go through this struggle where you don't want to be known as the one that's sad or the one that's depressed, and like I don't want to go on sprints and be sad on sprints, you know, but at the same time I don't know if I want to fake it or cancel it, because I know a lot of people were looking forward to it. It was the only time Elise and I could do together, so I really would like to go ahead with the sprints because I really want to do sprints with Elise, but at the same time like I just want to hibernate and not have to deal with the world right now. So yeah, I wanted to put this out there not for sympathy points, but because I feel like there'll be other creators watching us that will be having the same struggle and who would appreciate seeing that someone else is having the same issues. And if I do end up going ahead with the live show, it's reading sprints, so it's not like I'd have to speak for like a whole hour, but if I do go ahead with it and you're watching this afterwards, I don't want you to think that I didn't want to do it. I do want to do it, I just don't know if I have the capacity to do it. So I just wanted to let other people know that they're not alone in that kind of struggle. It's why I have been so drawn in by Spiritfarer, is because it's easy and I just play, I can play for hours with Spiritfarer. It's such a good mindless game for me, and it's so low stakes. Like, you know, everyone in Spiritfarer is going to get like a good-ish ending, and so it's a very peaceful game to play, and it's why as well I think I've been so into my A Court of Thorns and Roses reread. I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses earlier today, and I actually increased my star rating. The first time I read this, I've only read it once, even though it's like one of my favourite series, I rated the first book 4 stars, and I've actually increased it to 5 stars just because I can no longer identify what it was that made me rate it 4 rather than 5. So yeah, that's why I've increased the rating, and I just found it really cathartic because I knew how it was going to end, and also I knew that certain things that happen in the first book, I know that even if they're a bit problematic in the first book, I know that they're then explained in the second book, and things change in the second book basically. So yeah, I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses and I really, really loved my reread. I remember now why I love this series so much, and I'm always surprised by people that don't like the first book. I guess people don't often like it because Feyre and Tamlin seem really weird, and it is kind of insta-lovey, and like when I do read it back now as an adult, because I read it the first time when I was a teenager, when I read it now I do kind of read it thinking like, but why did she end up liking Tamlin? You know, like he does the bare minimum. But I just really enjoy it because I do actually kind of like, I kind of like insta love at times. It can be very I don't know what the word is, comforting, I guess. It can be comforting to me to read Insta-Love. So yeah, it may not be the best book ever, but for me it's a 5-star read. It's full of nostalgia. I really love the Insta-Love kind of element to it. I just enjoy it. Sorry, I've got cat hair like all over my face, or I'm actually rubbing against my face, which is why I'm rubbing my face a lot. So it just feels like it's all over my nose and everything. Yeah, I'm immediately got into A Court of Mist and Fury, so I need to think about how I can fit all of these books into my Pixarathon TBR, because yeah, they're not on the TBR at all. So yeah, that's what I wanted to update you with, is that's why I've kind of been leaning more towards rereads. And that's it really. Okay, I forgot to say, so I've actually just had a quick look at my Notion to see how I can fit A Court of Thorns and Roses in, and I've managed to fit it into my main, what do you call it? My main Brute prompts, that's what it's called. So A Court of Thorns and Roses is going to be my read for Onward, which is, it involves a puzzle or a mystery. And the mystery in A Court of Thorns and Roses is why are all of the Fae in Prythian, or at least the Fae that Feyre interacts with at the beginning, are wearing masks, and what's this blight that they talk about, and what generally is going on in Prythian. So that is going to be replacing my TBR book of The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, but I might still read that book later on in the month for a different prompt, don't know, but at the moment that is what I am going to be putting it down as. Okay, so I didn't really film much last week, so I think I'm probably going to make this a 2-weekly vlog instead of a 1-weekly vlog. So yeah, I'm continuing on with the vlog. I thought I would give you some thoughts on some books, because I did actually finish both the books I was reading last week, but I finished them on Monday, which is why I didn't wrap them up when I originally tried to like wrap up the last weekly vlog, and which is why I've been having issues with whether or not I should make it a 1-week vlog. So let me just grab the first one, and that is Fireborn by Aisling Fowler. So this is an arc, so I am part of the blog tour. I will be posting it over on Bookstagram when I get my date. That was a 3-star read for me, but not a bad 3-star read. It just was one that wasn't really for me, and it felt like it wasn't as good as it could be. I really enjoyed the world, and I really liked the monsters and the mythical creatures that we met. I really love having creatures from folklore and stuff like that, rather than just the traditional like fae and dragons and things like that. So I really like those kind of creatures. It's the kind of creatures that for a while we only got to see them in Harry Potter, and I'm really excited to see them coming up in other books now, so that we can use other books as references for these characters rather than constantly having to go to Harry Potter. And yeah, I really like that element of it. But for me, I just didn't like the characters. I found the main character was really unlikable for like almost the entire book. Oh, I'm about to drop my phone. Yeah, so the main character was really unlikable for most of the book, and then these side characters, we just didn't get to see enough of them for them not to just be really basic. And also then my other thing was, for me personally, there were too many action scenes and not enough character development and plot and stuff like that. So that's more of a personal thing, but the lack of like character depth and character development was something that I think is an issue with the book. But either way, I would still really recommend it, and especially to children. I think this is definitely one of those books that kids will probably enjoy a lot more than adults do. But if you like books like Frostheart, I would say this kind of gave me similar vibes to Frostheart. But yeah, it just wasn't really for me, so it was a 3-star read. The other thing I was reading last week was A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that one I have given it 5 stars, but it's mostly a nostalgia rating because I know it's not a perfect book, but it was a 5-star read for me personally. And what I really liked about that is just that I found it really comforting when I was having a rough week, and I really liked that. And it's a world that I can so easily slip into, but I haven't read it since 2016. I haven't read this series since 2016 basically, or whenever the other books then came out, and it means that I don't remember enough that I can really enjoy them as if I'm reading them not quite for the first time, but close to the first time again, which is really nice. The audiobook isn't the best, the narrator isn't very good, so I do have to speed it up, but I still enjoyed reading it, and I've moved straight on to A God of Mist and Fury, and I think, I don't know how far in I am, but I've read a lot of it already. I'm already on part 2, and I can't really tell you too much because I don't want to spoil anything from the first book for people who haven't read the series yet. But yeah, I'm on A God of Mist and Fury now, and I am loving it. It's my favourite book of the ACOTAR series that I've read so far. So I'm really enjoying that. And then what else I'll be reading this week is I'm actually starting a buddy read today of The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I'm buddy reading this with Izzy from Izzy's Busy Reading. She's going to be listening to the audiobook and I'm going to be reading physically, and we're going to like keep up every sort of 50 pages. We're going to check in with each other. So that's going to be really good, I think. I'm going to try and get the first 50 pages done today during my reading sprints that I'm having later on, because it's Wednesday, by the way, if I haven't said that. Yes, I haven't actually started that yet, but I'm looking forward to starting it because I've heard such mixed things, and I really didn't like The Night Circus. So I'm quite intrigued to find out if I'm gonna like this one. But the book I have actually started is Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. This is the author for Convenience Store Woman, if you know that book, and I absolutely adored Convenience Store Woman, so I'm really looking forward to trying another book from her. So far, how far am I? I'm only like 30 pages in, which is still like nearly a quarter of the book. And I am really enjoying it so far. There's something about her writing that just makes me want to keep reading and really draws me in. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'm looking forward to finding out more, especially because my friend Lois from Low Chan Reads keeps messaging me being like, just wait till we get further in, it gets really weird and you won't like it. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So I'm really looking forward to finding out what happens. So I know her books are very strange, and this one is meant to be really kind of extra strange. I don't know how else to word it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to finding out what happens in this book because I'm really intrigued. So I don't know on my reading sprints later. We're gonna only go for like 2 hours because it's quite late in the UK. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go straight in with reading The Starless Sea so that I can get my 50 pages done, or if I want to carry on with Earthlings. So I just finished Earthlings by Sayaka Murata, and wow. If you're interested in reading this book and you have any triggers, I would recommend looking them up before reading this book. There's an awful lot of triggers in this book and they're quite graphic. It could be worth mentioning it to a friend who's already read the book and saying, is this trigger in the book? Because it's the kind of book where if you would like to... It's hard. If you can go into it not knowing about any of the triggers, it adds to the effect of the book, but I wouldn't want someone who is going to get triggered by what happens in the book to go into it without knowing it's in there. So yeah, it's one of those ones where look at them if you need them because it's very graphic. But I have given this 5 stars, which is difficult to say when it has the content that it does. But it's a really fascinating look at societal norms, at the pressures of society, at capitalism, and also what it is to be neurodivergent in a neurotypical world. It's fascinating. And what I really enjoyed, I'm going to put it down because my arms are aching. What I really enjoyed is that a lot of extremes happen in this book, but the way that Sayaka Murata writes is that it just kind of feels almost logical. That sounds so wrong to say, but like the way she writes is very straightforward, very direct, and very logical. And the characters in the book are very logical. And so they explain very clearly how their logic has ended up with them ending at a certain place and committing some of the acts that they commit. And it's just amazing how like such a skilled writer can make you think that certain things that happen in this book could be logical. And like, I don't condone anything that happens in this book. I do think everything they do is wrong, but it's fascinating. It's just fascinating to read. If you can handle the trigger warnings and the content in the book, it's so worth a read. It really is. It was just truly mind-blowing. But now that I've finished that, I will be picking up The Starless Sea next, because I'm buddy reading that with Izzy from Izzy's Busy Reading, and I need to read 50 pages for our first check-in. So I'll be reading that, and then if I am ahead, then I'll probably pick up a different book, but I'm not sure which one yet. Hello, so it is Sunday. I was meant to update this vlog obviously a bit more, but I've been ill, as you can probably hear, so I haven't really been reading much or doing much of anything other than sleeping and watching TV. Here's Maggie. And yeah, I did actually start The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern today. I've read about 30 pages, I think. So far I'm actually really enjoying it. I was expecting to like hate it immediately, but I'm actually enjoying it so far. I'm not sure if it's gonna get worse or better because people have been telling me that I'm not gonna like it because I hated The Night Circus. But yeah, we will see what happens, see what comes of this, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, so I'm holding on to that for now. But yeah, I realised I was literally about to go upstairs and edit this vlog, and I was like, oh wait, I never finished the vlog because I never updated it again. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you this week. I'm really sorry this has been a kind of a terrible 2-week vlog with basically no b-roll, I think. But I did some reading, read some good books, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to see more content from me. If you want to leave me a comment to let me know that you were here, leave me a little coffee emoji in the comments. And thank you for watching. Bye!